right, start off. I gotta get your thoughts on Grand Valley and my alma mater.
Yeah. I thought it was a great weekend. I anytime you bring a group out to a meet of that caliber, I think it's for where we are as a program, it's a 50-50 chance that we're going to hit it out of the park, or may take a big swing and strike out. But the 7 people we brought out there, I mean, what a weekend for them. It was Saturday with Andy Franco got the ball rolling, and then Lauren Reeves broke the school record in the 5K. And at that point, I was like, it has to be going downhill at some point today. I was just waiting to be like let down at some point, and I told our group like it never let up. Like it was just great race after great race. PRs, and Ashley Franco ran like over a minute plus from over a year ago. 20 seconds from earlier in the season. So. Landon Dunlap, he broke his record by 2 seconds. Abby ran a 9-second PR. So all around, it was a great weekend. And at the same time, we were getting updates from back in Brookings as our day wrapped up, and then it continued. And I couldn't be more proud of all of them, how they came out and competed. This is a weekend where it can make or break your season. If you're on the bubble, we had a lot of people that were still fighting to get on the conference roster, and I feel like after this weekend they've secured their spot. So all in all, couldn't be more proud of our group. Across the board, not just the distance group. Taylor Omar continues to improve week in and week out. I feel really good where we're heading into conference in 2 weeks.
Do you think the level of competition of where you're at in the meets kind of raises your guys' level of competition?
Yeah, I think, so like in Grand Valley, they were all in races that, for a 5K on a track had like 20 plus people, so it can get a little crowded, a little hectic. And but I assured them that they were all in races where there were people that had run similar times, to not get freaked out that, someone was just going to take off and they'd be hanging on or things like that. Because we've been in situations where we go to a race and it's so spread out, they run 90% of the race by themselves. So I assured them that at a race like this, you're going to be running a 5K with 20 other girls that have run the same time as you or close to the same time as you. And so I think that helped them a lot, and raised their level of competition, and propelled them to the PRs that they ran. Same for Abby and Whitney and those people that also ran out there. So I certainly think it helped.
You mentioned Taylor and her record breaking again, but what else stood out to you from Brookings this weekend?
Nina Arias, I mean, she had a big PR. She actually fell, from what I understood. Getting up there, she kind of stumbled a little bit in the 5K and still ran 19:06. It was about a 9 or 10 second PR in the 5K, and then came back and ran. I think it was a 15 or 16 second season best in the mile. I think it was also a lifetime best. So that performance stood out to me. Alicia Morello, she's been struggling a little bit. We've had to kind of trying our best to keep her healthy. Being a freshman, I think it was all starting to kind of catch up to her, the amount of training that we do here at the college level versus what she did in high school. But she ran 3:10, which at the beginning of the year would have been the second best time ever in the 1,000 meters. So she punched our ticket to conference. So yeah, I mean those performances. Franz Booth, he tied our school record in 60 meters. So stuff like that, I think, I joked it was a record weekend of records. We had 6, 7 if you count Franz. So, all in all, like I was really happy with those performances.
How much easier is it to kind of break records when you're running in a pack opposed to what you said, just kind of running by yourself?
I think it's a lot easier. I mean, Ashley Franco, we knew she could break 17 or 18, sorry, being 17s. She's very talented, but I think she would have needed some help to do it. So, she was in a pack of probably 10 plus people the whole time, and it started to thin out, and she just kept going around everybody and kept moving up. So I think it helps tremendously when you have someone, in a sense, in distance running. It's similar to cycling, just drafting off them and letting them do the work, and all you have to do is follow. So yeah, I think it played a huge factor what some of those people did this weekend. But in the conference championships in 2 weeks, it's not going to be like that. So we got to kind of shift our mindset to how are we going to respond to moves, how are we going to respond to tactics, things like that. It's not just going to be, hey, everyone, let's get in a straight line and just try to run fast. People are going to be competing for places and spots and all those kinds of things. So that's kind of where we have to shift now that we've run these times, to get us to the conference championship. How are we going to compete now?
How do you feel about the team moving into the conference championship, and what are your expectation levels for the turn or for the meet?
I'm really excited. I was talking to a few other coaches this weekend, a few other friends, and I said, if you take us 2 years ago when I arrived in January, and guys and girls were running PRs at the time and lifetime bests, and we were just getting our butts kicked, if I can just be brutally honest. It was like, hey, let's go to this meet, and Abby, who's come such a long way. We were talking this weekend. She was saying, yeah, we used to get to a meet like NDSU or SDSU, and you'd run a big PR for yourself, and you'd still be like last or second to last. And I mean, this weekend, I wasn't in Brookings, but in Grand Valley, we had people, all 3 ladies in the 5K finished top 10 in their heats. Ashley Franco was 4th. Lauren Reeves came back and won her heat the next day. So it was cool to hear, hey, Minot State on the loudspeaker. You certainly didn't hear that 2 years ago. So I'm really excited about where we're heading. We're probably going to bring our largest contingent in my 2 years here that have outright qualified, which would top last year's group that we brought. So, and I think of the group we're bringing this year, there's more scorers probably, or potential scorers on the group. So I'm expecting, more points than last year, hopefully. Hopefully we get on the medal stand quite a few times. And, I'm just excited for them because I think there is a lot of excitement within the group of, hey, like we're not just going there to participate or just be there. We're there to make some noise and kind of see what we can do as a program.